Hey, this is David Benjamin from healthywildfree.com. Today I want to share with you the difference between immune boosting or immune stimulating herbs and immunomodulation, which are herbs that have adaptogenic qualities and traits. And the reason this is important is because if you have leaky gut or any autoimmune disease, which there are more than 80 known autoimmune diseases now, it's important to understand that immune stimulating or immune boosting herbs are not what you need if you have an autoimmune disease or leaky gut, which leads to autoimmune disease. So let's dive in. So it's important to understand that when people say this herb or plant is immune stimulating or immune boosting, if they're just generally saying that, you need to look further and do the research for yourself. So there are specific herbs and plants, echinacea is an example of one of them, which is actually growing right behind me, as well as blue-green algae, chlorella, and several other herbs are actually immune stimulants or immune boosters, which mean they cause your immune system to rev up and increase their output, right? So the cellular energy, the mitochondrial energy, anything that the immune system does to activate, these immune stimulating and immune boosting herbs contribute to. Now, why do you not want an immune stimulating or immune boosting herb if you have any autoimmune condition? And once again, there's over 80 autoimmune conditions: arthritis, type 1 diabetes, MS, anything to do with joints, ligaments, tendons, and skin health. There's so many autoimmune conditions and diseases, hormonal things that you may or may not have. But if you have one of these, you don't want something that's immune stimulating or immune boosting, because what that's going to do is it's actually going to put your immune system into overdrive even further. So if you have an autoimmune disease, it means your immune system is automatically turning on when it shouldn't be. So think of a car battery, for example. If you have a car battery and you have a light on or something that's connected to the car battery that's continuously draining the car battery, what happens? Eventually your car doesn't start. Think of your body in the same manner. If your immune system is always being activated and turned on, but whatever it's being turned on and utilized for is actually not contributing to the bottom line of your health and the bottom line of your immune response, what occurs in these scenarios is that your body then becomes an automated response, an autoimmune response that's too active. So you don't want these immune stimulants, you don't want these immune boosters. So now let's talk a bit about adaptogens. Adaptogens are compounds or botanicals. They could be roots, herbs. Sangre de Grotto is a great one. That's a tree sap from the Amazonian rainforest. What these do is these actually work to immunomodulate. So meaning there's an up switch and a down switch. And an immunomodulation herb or botanical, what that does is it actually turns up or down the response of the immune system based on what is needed. So say your immune system is dysregulated and it's taking an attack. There's some sort of pathogen, right? A virus or fungus or bacteria, mold, whatever it may be. Your immune system needs to be turned up. It needs to be upregulated. An immunomodulatory herb does this. So immunomodulation kicks in if you're ingesting that herb, and it causes your immune system to turn up. Say, for example, you eat something that leaks into your bloodstream through leaky gut, a food particle. Your immune system turns on to go seek out that food particle, which is not really a threat to your body, but your immune system goes to look at it to see what it is. It may think it's an infection or a pathogen of some sort. So your immune system is turned on and activated to go after this food particle in your bloodstream that, once again, really isn't a threat. Immunomodulation in that case would turn your immune system down or turn down the regulation or the function of your immune system so that it's not overactive or over responsive to something that isn't even a threat in your body and your biology. So what's an important takeaway here? If you have leaky gut or any autoimmune condition, any of the 80 autoimmune conditions, which, by the way, leaky gut leads to autoimmune conditions, then you want to avoid immune stimulants and immune boosters, because these can just be revving up your problem and accelerating your condition even further. What you would want to do is focus on immunomodulation herbs and botanicals. Two of the best ones that I know of, and they actually pair incredibly well together for any autoimmune disease, as well as leaky gut. So leaky gut is the front end of the problem. Autoimmune diseases and conditions are the back end of the problem. And these two herbs and these two botanicals are Sangre de Grotto and una de gato. Sangre de gato is known as dragon's blood in English when it translates from Spanish, and una de gato translates to cat's claw in English from Spanish. These are both native to the Amazonian rainforest, Peru, Brazil, that region of the world, Colombia, and they hold very strong, very powerful immunomodulation effects on the body. And these have been thoroughly researched and tested by different medical bodies of research and literature, universities, and you can find all these studies on PubMed.gov, which is a website, it's a database for all these different studies. So you can literally type in Sangre de Grado, Una de Gato, and find that these have immunomodulation effects on the body. So what's cool and interesting about these is that Una de Gato is a strong immune aid. As an immunomodulator, it's also anti-inflammatory, which is super important for any autoimmune disease or leaky gut, and it supports cardiovascular health. So it's a strong cardiovascular and immune right here supportive agent. Sangre de Grado, on the other hand, sorry, I gotta throw the Spanish tongue in there a little bit. Sangre de Grado is beneficial for an immunomodulation aspect as well, but it also is like it's a tree sap. So it's very sticky. Think of it sort of like an aloe vera texture, but even stickier, whereas aloe vera is slippery. Sangre de Grado has like a stickiness to it. And it's a great healing sealant for leaky gut conditions, but it's also beneficial for immunomodulation. So what's great about the pair of these two is that, first of all, they're native to the same ecosystem, right, to the Amazon rainforest. So they already work synergistically together with the same sort of compounds and soil and all these different components that go into it. Same, line of like getting the same amount of sunshine, that kind of thing. So they're very like complementary in that sense as far as the biological, or not biological, they're complementary in the biological, but they're very complementary in nature and their ecosystem before they're complementary in the biological. So they pair together very nicely. Una de Gato works as immunomodulation, but also reduces inflammation, and then Sangre de Grado is immunomodulatory as well, but then it also helps to heal and seal the gut lining. So what's incredible about the combination of Sangre de Grado and Una de Gato is that these herbs help to regulate the immune system up and down, both of them together. Una de Gato reduces inflammation, which is huge in any autoimmune condition, and then Sangre de Grado works to reduce, or actually reduce that size of the leaky gut. So like say the leaky gut is like this big, it shrinks and shrinks that hole because the tree sap is it's like a super glue. It's like gorilla glue for the leaky gut lining, and it helps to heal and seal that. And then the nutrients that you consume are then absorbed, your immune system works better. So basically what I'm saying with all this is that Sangre de Grado and Una de Gato work incredibly well, both on the front line with leaky gut and on the back end with autoimmune conditions or responses of the body to help with leaky gut and autoimmune conditions. So if you have any leaky gut issues or autoimmune conditions, or both, because it really leads to both eventually, you want to avoid the immune stimulants, avoid echinacea, avoid blue spirulina, avoid chlorella, and I'll put an article below to different herbs that are stimulant and boosting for the immune system that you want to avoid generally. And I would recommend pairing Sangre de Grado and Una de Gato. It's a tongue twister to say both of those back to back, especially if you were raised in Michigan. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to share with you one product that has been in the works for many months now. It's called Radiate 21. Radiate 21 is actually a blend of Una de Gato, Sangre de Grado, as well as 19 other botanicals that support the health of your gut lining, lymphatic health, and help to protect your body from EMF, radiation, these types of things that cause oxidative stress and damage, which then lead to more inflammation in the body. So this tames inflammation, helps to heal your gut lining, and helps to cleanse and detoxify your lymphatic system, and helps with autoimmune conditions as a whole. So check out Radiate 21. It's a great blend of all these things. You can learn more at radiate21.com or just by clicking the link in the description. Hopefully this video was valuable to you and you gained something from it. Be very smart about which herbs you take if you have any autoimmune conditions. Make sure to choose the right ones and don't just go taking things because you read them on the internet. Learn and go a little bit deeper, because back in the day in my health and wellness mind, in my health and wellness education, I thought, oh, immune boosting, immune stimulating, that must be good for everybody. We all need this, but that's not necessarily the case if you have an autoimmune condition. So hopefully this video was valuable for you. Please leave a likes up, a thumbs up below, and a comment. Ask me any questions below if you have them. More than happy to answer those, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.